Hello, hello. So, another episode of the MBG Chats, which is a spin-off from the Mastering Business Growth podcast. And today I'm joined by Max, the co-founder of MGP Hydration. And I'm just going to put this out there right now. Max has sent me a wonderful care package, which includes one of these wonderful bottles. And I've gone for the lemon and lime just because that is my drink. That is my favourite. Oh, wait, there we go. There we go.
Going for it
Amazing.
as well. Yeah,
And
it's always
it's
easier to,
wonderful.
as I said to you before, to when I'm telling people about the drinks, it's easier for me to actually just send some, and you can try it in person, see how good they
This
actually
is
are.
Yeah, and I can be testament to this because it is actually a really nice. And do you know what? The lemon and lime is strong. It's like
Yeah,
it's really like the flavor is not weak. It's right there, and yeah, love
yeah, they're
it.
punchy. All of our flavors are very, very punchy. I'm not sure if you saw about a lot of our businesses within golf.
Yes, yeah, I saw that on the packaging. Yeah,
And the golf market, it has to taste good. So nutrition wise, it's got to tick the boxes and that sort of stuff. But if it doesn't taste good, the golf market just will not have it. They're used to bacon sandwiches, sausage sandwiches, beers, and all this sort of stuff. So they're big on taste. So if you can tick taste off the list, and then we back up with nutrition stuff as well, then yeah, that's definitely where we've been successful.
amazing. Well, I mean, let's get into this then because yeah, give us a bit of a background about you, Max, and obviously your wife, as you said before, is your co-founder and business partner. Yeah, give us a little bit of an intro to you. The stage is yours. Let's get into MGP and who Max is and how you've come to be.
Years. How long we got?
10
So,
years.
so yeah, I started as a professional golfer. I turned pro when I was about 18 years old. Golf is incredibly hard sport to crack it, as is all sports. But I was doing it for a few years, wasn't quite making it as where I needed to be. But while I was playing, I was really interested in the nutrition and the fitness side of it. And I really found that that made a big difference in when I was competing. So in any golf shop years ago, you'd walk in, it'd be a chocolate bar, fizzy drinks. That's all you could buy for the golf course. And I used to make my own ready to drink protein shakes on the golf course, which consisted of me with my protein powders, normal bits and pieces, mixing it up in the middle of a golf round and drinking it. And it was just a massive pain. It would just, I left a shaker in the back of the car, didn't fill it up properly for a round, and it was just a nightmare. But I went away from golf. I stopped playing when I was about 22, 23, and I met my wife, Kat. I was working in central London, and I was always telling her about these protein shakes that I used to make on the golf course. And I said, if it was accessible and it was actually you could buy it in a pro shop, you could pick it up, drink it, throw it away. I said, if golf is getting healthier, it's not just bacon sandwiches and beers and all this sort of stuff. People want to, be healthier on a golf course. And this was before you could walk into like a BP petrol station and find a whole row of protein shakes. Protein shakes were a very, very small market back then. So we went about it. It took us a couple of years, and we was like, let's make the first ready to drink protein shake for golfers. And we spent a lot of money on it. It took a couple of years. We travelled around Europe, meeting different manufacturers. Nobody wanted to work with us, and we made this protein shake for golfers. And yeah, it's just been a mad journey since then. That was 10 years ago. We don't even make the protein shake anymore. As you saw, we sort of diversed into hydration drinks and protein bars. But that was really the start of the journey, was this protein shake. And back then it was called Max Golf Protein. And we used a slow release protein. It had zero sugar. It was a great drink. We had one protein shake, which was a vanilla flavor. And we spent all our money on these protein shakes. We bought 50,000 shakes. We had no customers. We didn't tell anybody because we thought everyone would steal our idea. And we had a Jeep Wrangler, and we took out the back seats and we filled it up with these protein shakes. And we could fit just over 1,000 shakes in the back of this Jeep. And we kept driving, meeting different accounts until we sold them all. And that was
Wow.
we did that for 3 years.
Oh my God. I mean, talk about graft.
Yeah.
I mean that's if you could embody the word hustle into a bit of a sort of a bit of an explanation there, that I think that would kind of suit it quite well. That actually, because that's how like that's how Nike started. Selling shoes out the back of a car and things like there's testament to that, isn't there?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a great. When I look back now, that's definitely some of the best times. Was me and Kat just driving around. Well, it was actually driving around Europe, because we had all these shakes that had, say, like 10 months on the sell-by date. And come October in the UK, the whole of the golf market basically shuts down. And we'd sold like 2,000 shakes. We had another 48,000 to sell in our first year. So then we drove to Spain, we drove to Portugal. We were just touring around Europe until we were selling these shakes. And yeah, I'm very grateful that we did it together. I think if I was doing the process on my own, you know, it would have been a bit of a shocker, but you know, we did it together. It had to work. We had all of our money. We put joint seed money into it. We had a lot of cash into it. Yeah, it had to work. There was no question if it was going to work or not.
And that was over the course of a few years, then, was it?
Yeah, so we launched in 2015. You know what? That was 5 years. That was actually leading up to COVID.
Wow.
That was actually leading up to COVID. And then coming out of COVID, we opened an office and we launched our hydration drinks. And that was when the whole business changed. So, yeah, we were so naive. You know, we were doing, 2019 was our best year. And we was doing like 100 grand in revenue. And then 3 years later, we're doing over 1 million.
Well,
Yeah, so, but if you asked us in that first few years, we thought we were on top of the world. You know, we were absolutely flying. We had accounts, we had people reordering. We were going to launch new products, but actually, it was a very small business, and we were just incredibly naive.
yeah, but the with COVID though, that boomed your business then.
So yes, it was the perfect combination of everybody thought we was mental because we were driving around golf clubs, and we weren't just driving around normal golf clubs. We were going to the very best golf courses in Europe. Are you familiar with golf?
I am, yeah, I am. I mean, I've played at a few like Quinta do Lago in Portugal and like
Yeah, nice, perfect. Yeah, that was an account. Yeah,
JCB course and stuff. Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, you know it well then. Yeah. So yeah, we were knocking on the doors. Sorry, excuse me, my thing. We were
Sorry.
knocking on the doors of the best places. And when they were saying, oh yeah, you know, we could be interested in stocking your product. You know, did we buy it through a wholesaler or whereabouts did we get it? And we was like, oh no, we've got it in the boot. So part of the story was that we actually took it out of our boot. We actually positioned it in the fridge as well. So we put it at eye line level. So by the time we left the meeting, it was it was done. It was finished. So we had quite I'd say a good reputation in golf, but maybe a little bit random. These two are turning up with the drinks in the boot again.
Yeah.
And then coming out of COVID, obviously you couldn't make all of these trips. And prior to 2019, we started working on these hydration drinks. And luckily enough, they were packed full of vitamins, 100% vitamins B, C, and D. Obviously, these were key bits coming out of COVID that everybody wanted to, have loads of vitamins. That market was getting bigger and bigger. So we had this perfect combination, I'd say, of we just launched this new product. A lot of people knew us in golf, and then now we had a product that really sold well. I think back in the day, if I'm being honest, a lot of people were stocking our protein shakes as a bit of a favour.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
They were like, "Oh, look, let's give them a chance," and it was, it wasn't really selling that well. And then we bought the minimum order for these hydration drinks because it was such bespoke ingredients. We had to order so many. So, we were speaking with some of our shareholders, and we was like, look, if this doesn't sell as quick as we think it could do, then at least we've got enough drinks. We had one flavour, this was the pineapple drink. At least we've got enough for 2020, and it will see us all the way through to 2021 as well, because it had about 16 months on the sell-by date. We launched, I think it was June 2020, and we sold out in a month.
Oh my God.
We sold the whole lot in a month. It was mental. I couldn't believe it because I remember one of our accounts, I think it was Windlesham Golf Club, which is a really nice little golf club in Surrey. And one of my friends is the manager there, Jack. And we just used to send boxes, put 48 drinks in a box and send it. And then I think he rang me and said, mate, we need a pallet. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, mate, it's all gone. Like, everyone's going mad for it. I'm like, oh, right, great. So all of a sudden, we were sending all these boxes out and they started turning into pallets. When we made the pineapple drink, we made 2 drinks. And then the second drink was this lemon and lime drink. And as you're drinking it now, it does taste amazing.
It's really good, like really good. I think,
So
weirdly enough, actually, I think I'm just going to. I think this is where your brand kind of came into my mind, because I'm pretty sure that you stock at the KP Club in Pocklington near me,
yes, yeah,
and I think that's where I first tasted this, and I was like, I'm pretty yeah, because we do like a my brother got married there,
no way.
and the day before the wedding we had a golf round, and
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah.
on the anniversary of his wedding we always go and do a golf round. So
Brilliant.
that's where I've seen it before, and I'm just like starting to realize now. But yeah, so
The
that
KP,
power of brand.
yeah, the KP actually has a great manager. There's a guy there called Ashley Pheasant. I don't know if you're
Right.
familiar with Ash, but he's brilliant. You should get him on the podcast. He's a general manager of quite a few golf clubs, but he's a great guy. Yeah, he's
Oh,
good fun.
amazing. Well, there you go. There, that's the power of brand and the power of decent packaging as well.
Yeah.
But that's incredible that you sold out, you know, that quickly, and you know people were demanding pallets and things. And I guess, like, for you, what was the thing that kind of brought it together then? Because obviously COVID was a really weird time for a lot of people wanting certain things, and people couldn't really go outside, or when they could go outside it was, you know, for things like leisurely activities. And I think golf courses were one of the first things to open up, weren't they? But
Exactly. Yeah.
so was it all just luck? Was it serendipitous? What was it? Just a concoction of things? Do you look back on COVID and go, almost that was the thing that made us?
I don't think it made us. I just think that golf definitely boomed after COVID. It got such a new influx of the younger generation coming through wanting to play, and it became a bit of a cool, trendy sport. Where before it was like, oh, you're going to play golf, you know, a bit of a geek. When after COVID, that completely changed. So it definitely got a lot of new people playing, and I just think with the hydration drinks, that market was starting to change, and through COVID, a lot of people got really into health and fitness. You know, a lot of people were on their phones, on social media, following fitness plans, and they were starting to check ingredients that were in products and question a lot of stuff. You know, there's always fitness influencers talking about how many calories are in this and sugar levels and all this sort of stuff. So I think it just made people a lot more aware of what they're putting in their mouth.
Mm.
And even with Lucozade, you know, the biggest sports drink out there, it's packed full of sugar, and they use a very poor sweetener, aspartame. And I think people were becoming more aware of just what's going in. Yeah, I mean, we just came along at the right time, and you know, for us, service is huge. So
Mm.
we always want to give amazing customer service, have great relationships with our customer. We never invested in the influencers. If we don't pay anybody to use our products at all, if they want to, if they like our product and they're a sports or you know, an athlete, a professional golfer, then we gift some people products in terms, and we'll do a photo shoot or something like that. But we invest all of the money actually into the ingredients, where you'll see other brands, other sports brands. Yeah, they're just paying through the roof of all these different influencers, and the product's crap.
Well, this is the thing, though. I mean, and you know, obviously, you know, this is mastering business growth, and you know, we can get tactical as well within this, because I think it's valuable. But I do like influencer marketing. I think, you know, there's something probably slightly more credible, especially as you're trying to build your brand, and you know, a message coming from someone influential in the industry saying this is a great drink to have definitely holds. You know, it's got its creed about it, and you know, it holds weight. But I see what you're saying. Like, I do see the other side of the argument as well. It's like, actually, we'd rather put that into the product and let the product do the talking. And I think you've kind of, you know, you've kind of proven that with me, really. Like, sending me this ahead of this, and so I can actually taste it. And I'm probably more invested in the conversation than I would have been anyway, because I'm drinking the product like live on a conversation with you, and there's
100%.
something experiential about that. So the product is,
Yeah.
you're backing it up with me actually having the product in my hand and tasting it, and it's like, you're kind of walking the walk here, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or anything, but it's just,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
see how what you're talking about now.
Yeah, so I think the market, and you're going to be probably best positioned to talk about this, but I think the customers now on social media are becoming so savvy to, you know, a pretty girl holding a drink like this, paid ad at the bottom. And it's just like it needs to be in their everyday life. So if we was to work with athletes and and do shoots or how it would work. They have to love the product. So yeah, I think it's got to change a little bit with the influencer marketing. There's a big drinks company that have just gone bust, which were sort of our competitors. They were a slightly different market, but they sponsored everybody. Everybody you could think of was holding this product. I won't name them, but it was all over social media. All the boxes had it, and they was 40 million quid in the hole.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think.
40.
I'm trying to think who that might be.
Yeah, I don't want to mention them.
I can't think anyway, but because my mind's immediately gone to two particular YouTube stars that released a drink, but I don't think that's the one you're
Not that.
talking about.
Yeah, no, it's not that one. No, it's not Prime. But yeah, to be fair, with this other company going bust, there's a small opportunity for us. We've taken on some of their customer base and we actually hired one of their staff members as well. So yeah,
But that's
I think you've just got to be careful with influencer marketing. It needs to flow into their lifestyle. You can't just do a one-off paid ad. It needs to be a long-term commitment with these guys, and they need to believe in the product. Otherwise, it just doesn't look good on social media, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think online marketing is definitely one part of any business's journey. It's there's
Yeah.
going to be something online that they can do. But what it seems to me from a marketing point of view, like you're actually stocking in the fridges of golf club shops. Where people might go in because they need a new glove or they need a set of balls and they're going to need a couple of drinks for the course and you're right there for them and they're going to go, I love that, I'll have that again. And it's, you've kind of got this offline online thing going on, which actually a lot of brands, they kind of underestimate because it's no longer offline versus online. It's how do we blend the two? How do we transition from offline to online and vice versa seamlessly without there being a barrier? Do you know what I mean? So it's
100%.
that's yeah. So paid advertising, influencer marketing, fine, but it's ultimately it's the experience of the product.
Yeah.
And if you're because you are for golfers, they're going to need to touch and feel and experience that product while they're golfing. That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
ultimate use case.
Yeah, and then what I should say as well, we've over the last 3 years, we've actually started pushing into gyms as well. So that was part of the reason why we changed the name from Max Golf Protein to MGP Nutrition. Was because we made a push into gyms. So we stock not as many golf clubs as gyms. Currently we stock over 1,200 golf clubs, and we stock probably 300 to 500 gyms in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, we're now pushing into that market, which is a lot more challenging. There's a lot of
Mm.
competition. There's a lot of different brands trying to get that fridge space or vending machine space. So yeah, that's interesting at the moment. We in golf we're the number one drink in golf, which was
Brilliant.
huge. We pushed Lucozade out, which is like a 500 million pound business or something. They do crazy numbers. So we pushed them out. But now we've got the biggest challenge in the gym market. There's 8,000 gyms in the UK, so we want to make a dent into that now.
I guess it's kind of going after the potentially the big chains, isn't it? Maybe your Bannatynes or your Everlast or your David Lloyd's, and they're like just almost like filtering from the top down, isn't it? But you know this. You don't need me to say that. So obviously, Kat, your wife,
Yeah,
working alongside. How is that? I mean, obviously, you spent 3 years driving around Europe, like together, selling
yeah,
product out the back of a car, like. But it's not often. I'm going to caveat that immediately with what I'm just saying. But I met an incredible husband and wife team last month at an event, and I asked them exactly the same question. It's like, how do you know when the business relationship stops and when the personal relationship starts? It's like, because is it about balance? Is it about cutoff, or is it about harmony? Is it about how the things intertwine? Because it can't be easy.
yeah. It's been amazing, to be honest with you. It's been really, really amazing. Kat is incredible. She's beautiful. She's honestly like the smartest person I've ever met. So that definitely helps. And yeah, I think if I started a business and it was all my money and I said, look, Kat, come and help me, you can have 5% or something like that, and let's go give it a go, it would have been a completely different scenario.
Mm.
But we put in the exact same money when we started, so she had to make it work, I had to make it work. So we just went and cracked on. There was no messing about. And you don't switch off. That is the honest truth. We got married in the Bahamas 8 years ago.
Nice.
And on the day of our wedding, so you're not supposed to see each other, are you? Before on the day, you're supposed to like be separate or whatever.
Apparently, yeah.
I had to go and ask one of the bridesmaids if she processed an order because I was going to process it and we didn't want to send it twice. That is the truth.
I love that.
Yeah, it's mental. It's mental. And like, we've been on our honeymoon in Bali in the most amazing setting, and fucking lizards going up the wall, and got his food, and then we're talking about work stuff. Oh, we got an issue with an investor. We've got this going on. We've got you sort of wake up for a minute and go, look where you are. So you never switch off, but it's definitely you can definitely grow the business quicker because you're always thinking about it, and you can just bounce off each other. And those first few years of driving around Europe selling these drinks, if I was doing it on my own, that would have been an absolute shocker. But because we did it together, it was exciting. We turned up, and there were some nights, and we had our last meeting, and it was literally like, if we open this account and he buys X amount of drinks, we can go stay in this hotel. If he doesn't, we're gonna go stay in that hotel, and that looks like a shocker.
I mean, there's incentives, and then there's that. There's like,
Yeah,
if we hit this number, we can go and stay there, love. Like
yeah,
that'd be
exactly.
good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm not gonna say we opened all the accounts. We had some nights where some of the places we stayed were horrendous, but yeah, no, it's good. And yeah, as I mentioned before, Kat looks amazing. So a lot of time when we walked into these meetings, it was golf shops. And the golf pros are used to just seeing their old boys turn up in the morning for their swindle, and so Kat walks in and they're like, "Shit, whatever you're selling, I'll buy it."
Yeah. I love it. I mean, I love that she's your own poster girl, right? She's there. She's your marketing, isn't she? Like,
Yeah, yeah, and then she backs it up. She opens her mouth, and she's incredibly smart and witty and funny, and ticks all the boxes. Yeah, so I said to you before, like Kat, yeah, we do everything together, but we've just had a baby who she's 4 weeks old,
congratulations.
so hence the bags under the eyes. So yeah, Kat is
I love
currently
that.
currently with her at the moment.
Amazing, amazing. So, like, 10 years in business, that's no small feat. There's not many businesses that make it past 2 or 3 years, but 10 years you've been at this, and obviously COVID right in the middle, which again could have gone either way.
Yeah,
For a lot of it. What we found actually that we kind of made an observation that there was quite a lot of zombie businesses actually after COVID, like because of
oh,
the
really?
payout, but yeah, because of the payouts from the government and things,
Yeah,
like furlough and these big sort of like parachute payments where to keep you running. Actually, they were kind of supporting bad businesses that potentially should have
yeah.
gone out of business because of a natural phenomenon like COVID and things like that. Coming back to you guys, 10 years in business, like, what essentially does the next 10 years look like? What are the ambitions for the business? Because you're the number one drink brand in golf. Like,
Yeah.
obviously you branching out into and trying to scale into gyms and other places and things. Where do you go from here? In terms of, I presume, what are you, sort of 7-8 figure revenue brand now?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So where do you go from there?
Yeah, the bit with MGP is that there's so much potential, and I'm the most impatient person that you'll ever meet. So there's just so much to do. As I say, we're doing really well in golf, but there's still so much more to do in golf. We've now got some distribution deals in the pipeline, which are going to happen this winter in some sunnier places, which will be cool. When it shuts down in England, and our sales will pick up and elsewhere. And some of those look really, really interesting. Then we're doing decent money now, but then I look at Lucozade, which is just the worst drink in the world. I hope someone from Lucozade listens to this.
Hopefully. Yeah. I'll tag him in
And
it.
just yeah, tag them. I'll tag them as well. I just think we need to be bigger than them. There's yes, they've got all this money and they've got AJ drink. Well, he's not even drinking it; he's just drinking a blue bottle with their logo on it. But I just think there's a real chance that a challenger brand like us can take a bigger chunk. And yeah, we want to do it our way. We don't want the product to ever change. It'll only get better. Last year we had somebody who wanted to come in and buy a large chunk of our business, and we was looking at it, and we personally would have made quite a lot of money from it. But then I looked at their biggest customers, and it was like B&M store, it was Poundland, it was all of these very discounty places, and I could just see that they were gonna strip all of the hard work we put into these products and cheapen it, make it really cheap, and just flood the market, which
Mm.
I don't want to do. I don't want to do. You know, we've worked so hard to have it in all of the best places, and have, you know, like our online customers. We've got a great subscription model online where people are subscribing to our drinks every month, and you know, we've got to keep investing in the products, and I feel like everything else should take care of itself.
I mean that's an incredible story in itself. Like, I mean, I'm not going to ask how much they wanted to buy or what the investment was, but I can presume it would have been a lot.
Mm.
You know, if you're making a lot of money personally from that investment, but that, you know, to walk away from that, you know, that shows probably, you know, a lot of dignity with that and a lot of involvement and emotional attachment to the brand. You know, because it, you know, like you say, like, well, obviously coming from a golfing background yourself, you don't really want to see all that hard work go to waste. But then again, on the other side of it, like, was that an opportunity that could have been taken? You know, they say the best time to sell was yesterday. The second best time is now. You know, I mean, are you looking to sell this brand in the future in terms of that next 10 years? Like, is that even part of your roadmap?
Yeah, I mean, look, Kat and I love the brand. This is our baby. So if there was a way that, you know, the products keep getting better and better, and, you know, maybe at some point we could take something out of business, then we'd definitely be open to it. But it's definitely not in our mind at the moment. We just want to keep on growing the business. You know, we've really not even touched the surface with this. There really is so much potential, and there's so many exciting opportunities coming forward. A lot of these businesses lose so much money. As I mentioned, there's one before that went bust this year that was like 40 million quid in the hole. A lot of them lose so much money, but every pound we spend has to bring in some money. So we've been profitable since COVID. Actually, we've been making money, and it's not, you know, it's not like crazy money or anything like that. But yeah, we really believe in the brand and what we're doing, and we just want to see how far we can take it.
It's evident in terms of the way you talk about it, and it's good to see like the founders still really involved in the brand as well. And I hear this quite a lot actually when people have had a brand for a long time, and it's almost like we're just getting started kind of thing. Like that, I love that mentality with a lot of founders and entrepreneurs. It's like been doing it 10 years, but they feel like they're just getting started. There's still so much more to do, and I think
100%.
that's really nice to hear, and I think that'll be valuable for anybody listening to this. If Lucozade wanted to buy your business, what would you do? Hey, there we go. I've stumped him. I've
I
stumped
mean,
him.
to be
There we
honest,
go.
it would have to, you know, I just don't get how they make such a bad product. It just baffles me. You know, take the sugar out, take the aspartame out, take the sweeteners out. I'd love to have a chat with them and sit down and be like, why have you got this shit colouring in your product? Why? You're literally poisoning the public. Like, who's in charge of the R&D here?
But
And if there
I
was an
wonder
option,
if that's, yeah.
it's
I
just
just wonder if that's a sign of the times, though. Like, you know, in
it's just
terms of,
laziness.
yeah,
It's
but
pure.
they've been going
There's no
along. Haven't they?
They've been going a long time. There's no passion in that brand. There's no passion at all. Every year I go through all these products, the ingredients. I run them through AI. I'm obsessed with it. I'm honestly obsessed with it, because I probably drink this drink more than anybody there is. So, you know, I'm really health conscious. So. And I just think there's a lot of these brands, Vitamin Well as well, this big Swedish brand that's been valued at zillions. It's just crap, and it hasn't even got any taste, that one. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm always open to conversations, but, you know, for us, it's all about what is in the product. And if a huge brand wanted to come along and buy us and then strip out the products and fill it with colouring, and then it would probably be a no. It'd
Yeah.
probably be a no. I guarantee you, if one of those brands wanted to take this over, this drink would be a luminous right now.
Well, yeah. I
And as
mean,
you can
it's
see, it's just the packaging's bright. The drink is actually completely clear, because if you put a cut, if whenever you look at these sports drinks like Powerade, blue and red, that's just a dye in the product, which doesn't need to be there.
crazy what people. I mean, you're right in what you're saying though. Like, people are becoming a bit more conscious in terms of like what they're putting in the mouths, and what's been, my wife talks about aspartame all the time, and how it, even in natural fruits now, even talking about the sugar content of fruits, and generally trying to be a little bit more conscious about sugar intake and things like that. And it's definitely becoming part of the wider discourse about sugar and additives and sweeteners and things like that, and how it's all affecting us. And I think this is a wonderful product. And
Thank you. I
Max,
think that side of it is only going to get bigger and bigger, especially how good AI is getting, and you can quickly just run the ingredients list through Chat GPT and see what's in there and see what's harmful. Methylation is going to get bigger and bigger. I don't know if you're familiar with methylation, but
I follow Gary Brecker. Gary
Oh,
Brecker, who talks about
perfect. Yeah, he's amazing. And actually, he was talking about methylation. He's been talking about it for years, and that's getting bigger and bigger. And we've actually, as far as I know, we're the first drink to do this, ready to drink. But we've actually methylated the vitamins in the drink.
Wow.
Financially, it's the stupidest thing in the world, because 99% of people don't even know what that means. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So the vitamin B in here is called methofolate. So it's actually methylated, so your body actually absorbs it, compared to what's the other stuff, which is called psychocobalamin or something like that. And it's no good for you.
Brilliant. I mean, I've been following Gary Brecker and the sort of like the 10x health thing for a little while, and I didn't know what methylation was, and then I had to like look into it. But and then as soon as I was reading the ingredients and I spotted that, and I was like, I wonder if he is actually going to mention that, because people don't know what methylfolate is, and how it affects your body, and the whole sort of like how it can cause inflammation and all that kind of stuff. Amazing. I mean, we're kind of coming to the end now, but there's so much more I want to ask you, and I think potentially, Max, we're going to have to do a part two,
100%.
because there's so much more to get into in terms of this brand, and maybe the sort of like a wider health conversation as well. But for the uninitiated, people who've potentially been living under a rock, where can they find your brand? How can they connect with you? If they want to just go and find out a bit more about you and the brand, where can they find you online?
Yeah, so our business name is obviously MGP Nutrition. So it's on all the social handles, mgpnutrition.com. Personally, I'm on Instagram, but to be honest, it's mainly pictures of my dogs and me playing golf. So if you're interested in Cocker Spaniels, then yeah, I'm on there. And LinkedIn as well. But
Fantastic.
yeah, I'll say all the information's on Instagram, MGP Nutrition, and our website, which is actually getting redone at the moment. So I think as of next week, we're going to have a new site up and running.
Fantastic. Max, this has been amazing. Like I say, I think we could have gone maybe another hour easy, but we will definitely have to do a part two. But thank you so much for coming on and being valuable, being generous with your time and sharing a lot of value as well. And yeah, I'm gonna finish this drink now. So amazing.
Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time, Paul. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.